40% gone in 7 days. One bet did that. The CEO staked everything on that risky move. Analysts unanimously predicted certain failure. They called it corporate suicide. Initial results were catastrophic. The company hemorrhaged cash. Employees feared for their jobs as layoffs seemed inevitable. Competitors laughed openly at the strategy. Media outlets called it the dumbest move in business history. The ridicule was relentless. But the CEO remained calm and confident. While the world panicked, he smiled. He knew something they didn't. Behind the scenes, a master plan was unfolding. The bet was not as reckless as it seemed. It was a calculated trap. The gamble involved billions of dollars. It was a bet that could make the company a legend or destroy it completely. Stock prices plummeted 40% in a single week. Panic selling swept through Wall Street. The company was bleeding value. Employees feared for their jobs. Morale hit rock bottom. The company's own people doubted the CEO's sanity. Competitors laughed at the strategy. They thought the CEO had lost his mind, but they were about to be proven wrong. Media called it the dumbest move in business history. Headlines screamed failure. Yet the CEO did not waver. But the CEO remained calm and confident. He knew the bet was a masterstroke. The world just couldn't see it yet. This empire started not in a boardroom, but in a cramped apartment. The founder's savings were gone. Creditors knocking at the door. Yet, he still believed in an idea others called impossible. This was the beginning of a journey that would change everything. Bankruptcy seemed inevitable. The company's bank account was empty, and their product wasn't selling. The team was small, but their passion was fierce. They worked late into the night, unpaid, driven by a shared dream. This was the moment everything could fall apart. The founder had a vision others dismissed as crazy. He saw a future no one else believed in. His idea was unconventional, his methods unorthodox, but it was this very madness that would eventually lead to success. The path ahead was uncertain, but he wouldn't be deterred. A small team of idealists worked tirelessly, their bank accounts dwindling, their hopes fading. They believed in the mission, even without pay. The office was bare, the resources minimal, yet their determination was unwavering. They were building something from nothing. They discovered a niche no one else had noticed, a small gap in the market, ignored by giants. It was a risky bet, but one they were willing to take. The idea was simple, yet revolutionary. This small discovery would be the foundation of their future success. This is just the beginning. Subscribe to see more amazing content. Fire. In a garage cluttered with tools and dreams, the first prototype was born. It was crude, unrefined, but functional. The team celebrated with cheap coffee and high hopes. This simple creation would eventually change the world. The journey had begun in earnest. The first customer was a skeptical friend, convinced they were throwing money away. Yet they took a chance. The product worked, and word spread slowly at first. Then, like ripples in a pond, interest grew. This was the start of something bigger than they could imagine. Word of mouth carried their story, leading to slow but steady growth. Each new customer was a victory, each sale a lifeline. The company was no longer just an idea. It was a reality. The path was still uncertain, but they were moving forward, one step at a time. A pivotal meeting with a venture capitalist changed everything. The founder pitched his vision, his passion evident despite the risks. The investor saw potential where others saw failure. This meeting would provide the capital needed to scale rapidly. The future was suddenly brighter. The investment allowed them to scale rapidly, hiring more staff and expanding operations. The company grew beyond their wildest dreams. Success brought new challenges, but also new opportunities. They were no longer just a startup. They were a player in the industry. The stakes were higher now, but success bred complacency and arrogance. The team that once worked tirelessly became comfortable. Innovation slowed, replaced by routine. The founder's vision was forgotten, replaced by short-term gains. This shift would eventually lead to their downfall. The warning signs were ignored. The company lost its innovative edge, becoming just another player in a crowded market. The early spirit of adventure was gone. Replaced by bureaucracy and routine, they stopped listening to their customers, stopped pushing boundaries. This compel. The CEO stared at the boardroom table. He knew the company was dying. A radical shift was the only way to survive. He studied the corpses of giants. Blockbuster ignored streaming. Kodak dismissed digital photos. Their failures lit a fire under him. His plan was terrifying. He would cannibalize their own product, destroy their cash cow before anyone else could. The company poured billions into a new technology. It was a bet that could either save them or sink them forever. The strategy was to disrupt their own market. They would make their own product obsolete. It was a gamble few understood. Employees were terrified. They saw their jobs disappearing. The CEO faced a wall of resistance from his own team. He fired the top executives who opposed him. It was brutal but necessary. The old guard had to go. In secret, he created a skunkworks team. They worked in a hidden lab. No one knew what they were building. The new product took 18 months to develop. It was cheaper, faster, and better than anything they had made before. The launch was timed perfectly. Market trends aligned with their vision. Felt like destiny. Initial sales exceeded all projections. The gamble was paying off. But the real test was yet to come. Success attracted fierce competition. A new rival emerged with even better technology. The company's market share began to erode. Customers started switching to the new competitor. Internal conflicts arose between old and new teams. The office became a battlefield. The CEO made a series of bad hires. Key positions were filled with the wrong people. A major product recall cost millions. Defective units flooded the market. Customer trust was shattered. Social media erupted with complaints and outrage. The board forced the CEO to resign. His vision was no longer trusted. The new leadership reversed the strategy. They abandoned the innovative path. The company lost its identity and direction. Employees were confused and demoralized. Bankruptcy loomed as debts mounted. Creditors began circling. The once billion-dollar gamble ended in failure. The company filed for bankruptcy, but was it truly a failure? Or a lesson for the next generation? Hi there! If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. Smiling face with smiling eyes, don't miss out. Subscribe today for exclusive content tomorrow. Wrapped gift.